Hello, and welcome to the Casino Tears podcast. I'm one of your hosts, 10 Ton is number one, and joining me as my co-host is the one and only Ed Robinson from Roll to Win Craps. If you want more info on our show, please visit our page at casinotears.com. On this week's show, we discuss vent line messages, Mudslide Mac, put bets, what, when, where, and why. We also touch on Jaybird, Parson's Bootlegger, Oklahoma Craps, Byrdman's Repeater, Southern Hush Puppies, and more of Ed telling us how he really feels.
Pop, fizzy, juicy, tangy, tarty, gutsy.
I'm going to eventually, this is that culture pop soda that you wouldn't like.
No, it's vegan.
Strawberry rhubarb flavored.
I like rhubarb.
Okay, listen, man. We got to get the, I'm going to get that letter out. I'm so behind in everything. Going to get the letter out.
You got to
for
work,
the tumbling dice. I want to get a sponsorship to this culture pop soda.
Is that the one that makes you like go to the restroom regularly and all that stuff?
No, I don't know. It's just supposed to be good for you, man.
Well, you gotta get rid of waste.
Man, this tastes good, man. Strawberry rhubarb.
I'm into LMNT right now. Element.
Oh yeah, that salt that you add to your drink.
Yep.
Yeah, I used to add that stuff to my water when I was working out. It's kind of nice. You adding that to your bourbon?
No,
a little of that.
Nothing goes into bourbon.
Get those essential salts into the bourbon.
Put that in my water jug for going to work during the day.
Mm-hmm.
So what's our next thing? What next thing do you want to tackle?
Oh my God, dude, what do you want to talk about? I got a list.
We had a great call from Mudslide Mac about a week and a half ago, right?
Dude, the Mudslide Mac call, it seemed like that happened. It had to be around that Tunica trip.
It was close.
Yeah.
Maybe right before or right after. I can't remember.
No, it was before.
Was it?
Yeah. I could tell you the date. It had to be, maybe it was one about the grandma.
I mean, Mudslide's a great guy. Yeah, I was around in there because, I mean, I remember CBK's girlfriend came up to me and he had made her listen to the podcast. And she's like, I'm such a fan now. I love the story about you and the grandma. Yeah. She's just cracking up.
Oh, dude. And so should we play Mudslides?
I think
message?
We should. Give him a shot.
Yeah. Let's play Mudslides because he had a question about put bets, dude.
Yep.
We'll just hear it.
Oh, hey there, Casino Cheers. This is your old buddy Mudslide Mac calling in. And first, I got a couple things I wanted to say. First of all, absolutely a huge fan of the podcast. From the moment I heard it was coming out, couldn't wait to listen to it. And every single episode has been absolutely just freaking amazing information, and always makes me laugh and puts a smile on my face. So here's a couple of the things that have made me laugh. I mean, just, the last one, Miller Ponies. When you were talking about Miller Ponies, that started ringing a bell to me. I go, Miller Ponies. And then when you described it, I go, yeah, those are those little tiny beers I used to steal out of my girlfriend's father's stash in the icebox. Yeah, I remember those. And then you talk about Hams. And Hams beer. Hams the beer refreshing from the land of sky blue waters. I remember that one too. Again, put a smile on my face and made me laugh. And there's got to be some kind of vibe going on here because you had an episode you're talking about tub tables. I'm about to go on a cruise, and that's all they got on this in that casino was a little tub table. And I've been practicing working on throwing short distances and stuff just to get ready for that. So that I thought was, again, just kind of a crazy coincidence, or is it, right? And then this last episode, you're talking about Cherokee. I've got a trip to Cherokee planned in the middle of June. And I'm going out there. A friend of mine's got rooms comped and whatnot because he plays there a lot. He lives in Atlanta. And then you guys start talking about Cherokee. And, those are things that, those two topics just don't come up. So there's some kind of vibe going on, man. So I have a feeling that your next show is going to have something else to do that'll be like right up my alley that I really understand or know about. But I do have a question for you, and I do want you to put this on because it is a very little known or used bet on the crap table, and that's the put bet. And And I've heard it described a few times as to what it is and how to use it and whatnot. I still, for the life of me, cannot figure out what the advantage of a put bet is or what exactly it is. And I've been playing the game for a long time, as you know. So anyway, if you could talk about put bets and keep up the great work, educating and entertaining the craps universe, all the best. Take it easy, and remember, luck's got very little to do with it. Take care, you guys.
All right, Ed. Mudslide's fucking awesome, dude. I wonder what number he's going to pick for his license.
I don't know, but he needs to pick a number quick.
He's on a cruise right now.
He's either on a cruise or just came back.
Yeah, maybe just
I
came
haven't
back.
heard from him. I don't know yet. He may still be on it.
Mudslide sent me some pictures, dude. He sent me some pictures from the cruise. Remember, I texted you the table?
Yeah.
Like a little tub.
Yeah.
Little small table.
Yeah, it's kind of almost like there was no square sides on that table.
Ed, speaking of small tables, I'm texting you this right now. Sheets just sent me something.
Is it from
About
downtown?
the table at the Four Queens.
Yeah, I know about that table.
How the hell do you know that?
I got a text message from a friend of mine earlier today.
It says, honey, we shrunk the craps table.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I just sent that to you.
Yeah. There's four chairs,
Yeah.
2 on each side.
Man, we're getting the same intel.
6 to 8 foot tub. Yeah, but I had mine earlier than you. She's is slow.
Sheets. Yeah. All right. Mudslide.
Mudslide. Appreciate you, man. We do appreciate you calling in. And you had a question particularly about put bets.
Yeah.
Right. So what do you know about put bets there, dude?
Dude, okay, listen. First of all, I know very little about put bets.
Tell me.
This is the only thing I know about put bets. When you're here,
Yeah.
and when we have the 4 or 10, when we're at table max, okay, which is 5,000 here.
Yeah.
I was talking to Byrdman. We'll talk about this. 25,000. Fuck.
There's 10 in Mississippi. Yeah. You can request higher limits. You can even private table. You can request higher
You think
limits too.
Vegas would have like more? Anyway, when we're at table max, that's when you can dig into your pocket and come out with the old put bet. And you have a put bet, which, like, let's say you can then put bet of like whatever, $1,000 behind your
But how does it work?
that, and then you could place odds on it. But I don't know. You're gonna have, hopefully, you know, because actually that's one of the things that I don't know.
Yeah. The rule is this. I mean, the generic rule is this. Let's say you're not playing the pass line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the point is 6.
Okay.
All right. So, you can place the bet. You can place the point. And a lot of people do this. I do this a lot. You place the point by stacking your dice on the back edge of the pass line closest to you, right? That's placing the bet. You're placing the point when you stack them up. All right. A put bet is not that, but you can do that the same way. You can say, all right, you're on a $15 table.
Mm-hmm.
You can put 15 straddling the line.
Yeah.
And then you can put odds on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't stack them straight up. You've got to lay them about halfway across the chip so that it signifies that it's a put bet. All right. You don't really want to do that unless you're really playing heavy on the odd side, like 10 times. And there's very few places in Vegas that'll give you 10 times odds.
Yeah, there's a couple, right? As we're finding out.
I mean, Mississippi's always 10 times. I mean, almost all the casinos I play at 10 times odds. So you can do that. But you miss out on the come out roll, blah, 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 and all that stuff. But you can do a put bet on the point by doing that, or you can do a put bet on any number.
Yeah, that's what I know. Yeah.
All right. So that's the most common known, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it looks like a come bet, except there's no come action. It's not no dice roll. You're just putting a bet. You're putting the bet on the 9 or the 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're given whatever the table minimum is in place and on the bottom of it, like the come bet would have traveled there. And then you're placing odds on top of that. But you really need to be high into the odds for it to really be beneficial. Otherwise, the place bet still outperforms.
Well, all I know about this is this. It's the way to get around being at table max. So when you're here,
We didn't get there yet.
no, but when you're here, in Vegas when we have 5,000 on the 4 and 10?
Where is, when we get 5,000 on the 4 and 10, we'll do a put bet if they'll let us.
Yeah.
Because they might say, you got all the money on that number you're going to get. I've heard that happen too. So, where is it most common and when is it useful? That was his question.
Okay.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're let's just say you're on a cruise, like he's been on a cruise. Most cruise tables have a low max bet number, $500,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say you've got a $500 max bet table on a cruise ship,
Mm-hmm.
and you've pressed your 10 to 500.
Okay.
And you can't go any higher.
Nah. Yeah.
If, and it's a capital I, capital F in quotation marks, if they will let you,
Mm-hmm.
then you can, at that point, this is when it's beneficial to use it, is to do a put bet on the 10 at $15 or whatever $10, whatever the table minimum is in max odds.
But why put it at the table minimum though? Why wouldn't you just put another put bet of like 500?
No, you got to have, it works like a come bet. You got to have a base and then odds on top of it, just like a come bet.
But like, for example, couldn't you just do, if the table limit is 500 on that number and you've got 500, why couldn't you just go, you know what, I'm going to put a put bet of 500 on this and then put odds on top of that?
Well, you got to have to do that. Let's just say, what are they going to have? What would their odds be? I don't know, pick a number.
No, I don't know, but
3. Let's just say 3.
okay. Like Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah. 3, 4, 5. So we got a three times the odds on the 4 and 10, and you're already at max bet. You're 500 on that, right?
Yep.
So you're going to place your flat, as it would be called.
Yeah.
At some number that would give you 10 times up to 500, right?
Oh, that's what you would have to put, you mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So you don't just put it for 500. You've got to put it for 100. And then if it's 3, that would be 300. So you're not quite there. So 200 times 3 is 600. So you got to back down your base bet just a little bit, just so you can get to the max number on that same thing. Trying to increase your play on a number. So that's when it's beneficial, but each casino and each cruise ship will have, and maybe even each shift on a cruise ship would have its own rules.
I hope
It's at
one
the
day
discretion of the casino.
I hope
There
one
used
day.
to be a guy on YouTube years ago. I can't remember exactly the name of his channel. He doesn't do it anymore, but he was kind of on the sly. He was like undercover video guy.
Like Koga Ninja?
Nah, not that asshole.
Dude, I like Koga Ninja.
I hate Koga Ninja.
Okay. All right. Well,
I don't hate him, but I think it's just freaking stupid that he's running around with a damn, mask.
man, these are the early YouTube pioneers, man.
He wasn't that early, and he's selling you bullshit. So don't pay attention to him.
Hey,
I just tell it like it is. I just tell it like I think.
Yeah, glad to have you back.
I'm back.
Don't sugarcoat it.
Don't ever buy anybody who wraps his face up in a damn serape.
Yeah, whatever a serape is, dude. What the hell's a serape? Do you
where the hell you been all this time?
When you make
you ought to know exactly what it is. Yeah, I mean, if he's wearing a freaking piece of cloth around his face like he's a dadgum woman from the Middle East, you're gonna cut all that shit out. I hope.
Yeah, well,
you're probably gonna have to.
Ed, put bet, dude. Let's say we're in Vegas. We're maxed on 5,000 on the 4 and 10, and Ed, you are in the midst of an amazing roll, and I'm gonna be like, I'm sick of just getting paid 10,000. All right, I'm at the point
you've already been paid 10,000.
I want to get more.
Times.
So
you want to go
gonna
more?
Make a put bet of 1,000 on the 4 with odds of 3,000. So now that means instead of getting paid 10,000,
but your place bet is still there.
My place bet is still there.
Your place bet is still there at 5,000, and you can do a put bet on top of that.
Yeah,
which acts like a come bet
with more odds. So let's say if you have a put bet of 1,000 with odds of 3,000 on that,
yeah,
wouldn't you get If you roll, when you roll another 4, you're going to get 10,000 on the place bet, plus a 2,000 on that 1,000 put, plus another 6,000 on the odds on that. So that would be an $18,000 hit.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
And again, it's if they will allow you to do that.
I mean, and hopefully they'll even allow you to do maybe they'll allow you to do a bigger put bet. And then you could put more odds, and then we can go for like a $23,000 hit or like massive hits.
Well, I mean, you could put,
and then we could get banned.
Well, the max bet's 5,000, right? You could do a $5,000 base. 5 times that's 25,000. I mean, how high do you want to go, dude?
You know what? Well, I don't know. Let's just see. It all depends.
Let's see if we ever get there, right?
Dude, that would be amazing.
But they're not going. They're probably going to cut your ass off.
Dude, the heat will be there, dude. By that time.
Oh, the heat will be there, and they're
surrounding you.
They're going to cut you off. They're going to cut you off.
They're going to be staring at you, Ed. You are going to have heat over there. I'm going to be at my little spot laughing. Fuck, man. We're going to just be breaking whatever casino we're going to be at.
A put bet is not, if you're not going 10 times odds, it's really not beneficial unless you've already maxed out your place bet. So I guess what I'm saying is probably most beneficial on cruise line tables because they have low max bets.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get maxed out real quick, $500 or $1,000, whatever it is. You're going to get maxed out. You could, let me put that back. You could get maxed out rather quickly. And
actually,
so if you want more action on that number, you could try to do a put bet, but if they don't let you, that's too bad.
Ed, you know what we should do? You know where else we can go and do this? A place you hate and where Bo's banned from, but Gold Coast, their max is 1,000 on the 4 and 10. We can just go there, max it out, and then conduct some put bet experiments.
I'm not going there.
Dude, why do you have to leave me all to my? I got to bring my crew, my local crew there.
I'm not going to walk into that place. I hate that place.
Yeah, but we could just go there as like conducting an experiment.
Are you kidding me? You're going to ask a dealer who's been on the job 3 days to give you a put bet, and they're going to look at you and like, what? They're not even going to know what that is.
I know, but
because seasoned players don't know what that is.
I'm going to go and do that because getting that to like, I'll be at table max in 2 hits, and then we'll experiment. That's a reason now. I'll add that to my list.
Let's do it somewhere else.
Dude, that's where the table
I do
max
not
is 1,000.
want to go to the Gold Coast. I hate that place.
Okay.
I hate their break-in dealers. I hate it. I despise it. It drives me insane.
Okay. Tell me how you really feel. Okay. We'll find another spot.
You want to know how I really feel?
Okay. But I'm probably not going to be on
Gold Coast can go to the pond and suck a big old tree root.
All right. Well, we got to find a place that has like where they're afraid to be like felted because they'll have lower maxes, you know?
Yeah. But again, you got to be at max bet on whatever that number is that you're going to put the put bet on. Right.
Yep.
Otherwise you don't do it until you're at the max bet.
Yeah. But I'm saying it's going to be easier to get to that table max there with $1,000.
I'd rather go to the table max at 5,000.
All right, let's do that. Let's try that one. That's the one. That's tougher to get to, man. Oh, dude, you know what? Let's do it at O'Shea's. I don't even know what their table max is.
Nah, they won't know what's going on there.
Let's do it at O'Shea's, man. We're going to do a put bet experiment at O'Shea's with the intent, the sole intent of going there. Ed, it'll be like our last stop. We're like, Ed, come on.
Well, do it on the point and see if they even know what the hell that is when you do it. When you chip the.
Everyone knows how to do that. Like if you're coming in late, you just put your bet right on the line in the middle of the line.
No. That's placing the point. That's not a put bet.
Okay, so you're placing the point. All right. Well, again,
placing the point. Let's just say you want a $30, 0.6, and you want a $30 6, right?
No, I'm talking about like if I walked up to the table during someone's roll, I can just put that money down in the middle of that line on the pass line.
That's incorrect.
Okay. What is that considered?
Place bet. That's placing the point.
Okay.
That's not doing a put bet on the point.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. So how do you do that again?
How do you do a put bet on the point?
I don't know.
All right. You take your base bet, whatever that is. Let's just say the table minimum, $25. Let's just say it's $25.
Okay.
Right. You place a quarter on the line like you're talking about. Right. You've got to do the minimum bet on the bottom on the line, just like it's a come bet.
So $25.
25
Okay.
bucks. And then you're going to do 5 times the 25 as your odds, right?
Okay.
125.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to take the 125 and chip it, if you know what I'm talking about. You've got to stagger it. Okay. You've got to stagger it on that $25 bet. And then it's a put bet.
Okay.
All right. So when I was in Harris the last time, people were trying to place the point.
Mm-hmm.
And the dealer would say, it will pay you better if you will do it this way. And the dealer would reach over, put $15 straddling the line on the pass line,
Mm-hmm.
and then take the rest of their money and chip it half over that $15. So that will pay you better. So they were doing up. Dealers were teaching those people to do a put bet, even though they weren't calling it a put bet.
And that's not what even though I'm putting it in the same spot, I'm thinking that I'm placing the point, right? Like I'm in the same spot, Ed, on that line, straddling that line.
You got a quarter on the line.
Yeah.
Instead of stacking it all on the line, then if you stack it all on top of each other, you're placing the number.
Right.
But if you do it like they would do on a combat where they stagger the odds, if you'll do that, then it's a put bet, just like that right there.
Okay. So it's like come bet with odds, basically, sort of like this.
That's exactly what it is.
Why they call it a put bet?
Because you're putting it on a number.
Yeah, okay. I get it.
It's not placing it, it's putting it.
Yeah, ordering
putting it on a number. And not every casino allows it, and it's almost at the discretion of the box or the floor. And so you need to be at a seasoned place and a place that's got some cojones behind it if you're going to do it, if you're already maxed out. So if you're at $5,000 max bet on a number, 4 and 10, for example, and you want more action on that number, the only option you have is to place a put bet on that number. You're putting another come bet plus odds, basically, on that number.
Yeah, that's where.
And it's at their discretion whether they take that.
I feel like at the core, getting the most out of a put bet is that situation when you're trying to.
You've already got to be maxed out, and then you've got to do it with max odds.
Yeah.
To really reap any possible benefit, because it reduces the house edge if it hit. I mean, obviously the number got to roll, right? But it takes it down just like a pass line with odds, except you missed out on the come out roll because you're putting the bet on the number.
Yeah. But you have to have that place bet maxed in order for this to make any sense.
Already, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why I say it's most commonly tried to be used on these cruise bets, the cruise tables, because they got lower numbers.
I don't know if I could go on a cruise, man.
I could.
I would feel trapped.
I'd hang out at the pool and the bar and be happy. Smoke cigars on the smoking deck. Let the wind drift my smoke away.
I mean, it's kind of nice. I mean, it does sound nice, but I feel like after I get there, I probably would just want to. I don't know, man. I'm spoiled living in Vegas, as a craps player.
Well, you got to be. Of course you are.
And that's Bo's like, why the hell would I want to go anywhere else? Why? I'm here.
If you live in Vegas, why do you want to go? If you live in Alabama, why do you want to go to Vegas? Just gotta go to Biloxi.
Hey, listen, okay. Well, you know what? Our paths will cross in real life, dude.
Oh, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do a Casino Tears meetup.
Okay, I got a question for you, Ed. I want to start doing some Casino Tears meetups on the Vegas chapter. Oh, dude, by the way, I think we have a Indiana chapter, dude. Birdman.
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 I like
Dude,
Birdman. Birdman. I'm a fan of Birdman.
Yeah, dude. I've been talking to Birdman. He's on our Patreon. We became like, that's what happens when you're on the Patreon.
Is he in Indiana?
He is.
I love to go play in Indiana, Birdman. Just so you know.
He plays in Harrah's Hoosier Park in Anderson, Indiana.
I know exactly where I've played there.
Yeah.
I have played there. Me and Demon Dog played there.
Dude, why didn't you call Birdman?
I didn't know who Birdman was then.
Fucking Birdman, dude.
He might have been on the tables for all I know.
I have some good conversations with Birdman, dude. And check this out. So Birdman, part of our Patreon. I think if
he's
you
one of our
sign up,
Patreon members. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He was the first Hard Forever. Did you see the picture I sent you?
I did.
He bought in for 1,000 today.
Yeah.
And he left like with, I mean, I think he tipped out the dealers a couple hundred, 6,100.
Yeah.
He rolled for a fucking I think it was like over an hour. I talked to him right after. He put 5. And so they have the repeaters. So he put 5 on all the repeaters. So he had $50 on the repeaters. This guy, his point was 12.
Yep.
He hit all of the repeaters except I think 5 and 9. Sorry.
He hit the 9.
I think it was 8 and 5 he did not hit. He hit all of the other repeaters.
Yep.
And he hit the 4, I think, twice. This guy absolutely crushed it. And then he finally made his point, which was 12 for the second, dude.
I know the table he was on. I know he was
damn.
on that crapless table there. I know exactly where he was at. I played there.
Dude.
Had a hell of a win there.
I mean, yeah, he had, he colored up with 6,350 and tipped him 250. That's a nice tip for the dude.
That is a hell of a tip.
That is a killer roll.
Those Hoosier dealers were making bank tonight.
I think he was shooting stick left one into the turn. I think he was a hard way. I remember hard ways set is what he said. But he didn't really roll any hard ways. He just kept pegging numbers, but man.
Well, it's hard to do that if you're throwing into the turn.
Yep, exactly. That's what he said too, man. Birdman fucking killing it, dude.
You're gonna get an off-axis toss. I mean, you're gonna get one on and one off, and you're gonna have a good roll.
I wish I was on the table, man. When you hear about those rolls, you wish on the table, man. Oh my God.
You always. Where was I at when that was happening? Yeah, I was asleep. Yeah, whatever.
Oh my God. I am excited about his roll. I'd be overjoyed right now. I bet he was just driving back, and then he sends me this thing. He went to go to the bait shop.
Yeah, you got to go to the bait shop if you got a big win, just if you can pick up some more bait.
He had $1,085 at the bait shop for a $200.
There's no W9 on that thing.
Dude, this guy's like out partying right now. He must be.
I'd be going to the liquor store because the liquor store is really cheap in Indiana. Whenever I go up there, when I go to Indiana and I go to the liquor stores, which could be anywhere because they sell liquor everywhere, I take a grocery cart.
Yeah,
and I just fill that sucker up.
Yeah, I could just hear it just rattling into the parking lot.
And they look at me like, I go, cashier looks at you kind of funny, and you go, they're not used to that. And you go like, well, I'm just doing my Christmas shopping.
Man, the limits, the Mac table Macs are 25,000 there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Serious dude.
On the 4, that would take 4 hits. It would take another 5. It takes 6 hits to get up to table Macs, or maybe 5. No, it'd take like 6 hits for me. Damn, man, I can't. That would be exciting, wouldn't it? $25,000 4 or 10, Ed, and then you're going for a $50,000 4 and 10. Ed, can you imagine that, dude?
No, because I'm only going to 10, and then I'm like, can't walk after that. I mean,
Imagine that, 25,000 on the 4, dude. And forget, we're not even doing a put bet. Okay, we're not gonna do a put bet here. That hit is gonna pay 50,000.
Yeah,
man, that would be so exciting, dude.
So you got to lay it. You can lay it for 100,000.
Yeah, but still, I think at that point you're not laying anything except you're just dialing in numbers, dude.
I didn't know the limits were that high.
That's what he said today. I was shocked.
I had no idea, but
Yeah, so that's Byrdman, dude. Byrdman is
congratulations to Byrdman.
Byrdman is going to he's gonna be down in Biloxi. You're gonna see Byrdman.
I can't wait.
You're gonna see Byrdman.
I'm gonna see Byrdman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Trying to get him out to Vegas. He said he might come out for possibly for Heavy's class. Or he was like, maybe I should. I'm like, hell yeah, dude. Dude, speaking of Heavy's class,
Okay.
there's someone else that left a message. Someone else that you know. Jason from Arizona.
Jason left a message.
Yep.
You want to play it?
Yeah, let's play it.
Hello, Ed and 10 Ton. This is Jason from Arizona. I just want to call in and leave you guys a quick message. First off, just want to tell Ed and his family my prayers are with you at this time. And Ed, I appreciated your YouTube post that you did about your son and the story and a little bit of history about him. And I appreciate his service in the military, and I understand where you're coming from, of how the military can affect those, our loved ones. My dad served in the Vietnam, was highly decorated, received the Purple Heart and the Bronze Star, and he carried those scars with him the rest of his life, and he still does today. And my brother-in-law, or my son-in-law, also serves in the military. He's stationed over in Korea at this time, and I understand where you're coming from, and thank you for that story. Something more on a happier note. Thanks for your guys' podcast. I love it. I love Casino Tears. I love the crap checks. I love the hunting license. I love all the stories about Big Red and all your interviews you guys do. You guys work great together and do a great job, so keep up the good work. Ed, I also want to tell you thanks for answering all my crazy questions and posts on your YouTube channel and on your Patreon and on Facebook. So thanks for your insight and your information when I ask those questions. And last off, 10 Ton, I'll be up next week at Heavy's class up in Vegas. I'm looking forward to meeting you and talking a little bit with you and getting to know you. So thanks a lot, you guys. Keep up the good work. Appreciate all you do. God bless.
First of all, I want to say thank you to Jason.
Does Jason have a handle? He doesn't have a handle, man.
We'll have to think of one. So thank you, Jason, for that call. I appreciate everything you said, and I appreciate your father's service. I appreciate your son-in-law's service to this country. And I appreciate your prayers and thoughts for me and my family at this time as we go through our grieving and our healing. I appreciate everything you said. And it's always been my pleasure to try to respond to all of the questions as best I can, if they're, legitimate questions about craps or, the videos that maybe I've put out or whatever we're talking about here on Casino Tears, and I thank you because we're having a hell of a time. I mean, 10 Ton and I are having a hell of a good time putting this on. And so 10 Ton deserves a lot of credit for this podcast. I mean, he deserves really all the credit.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Ed. It takes two, though. It doesn't exist without you.
Man, you're doing all the labor.
I do all the heavy lifting.
All I do is run my mouth. So that's really, really easy for me to do is talk. So I do appreciate your service that your father did for us in Vietnam. And I appreciate the fact that your son is guarding, your son-in-law, that is guarding our interests and our allies there in South Korea. I really appreciate that. And I understand exactly where you're coming from when you made that phone call, and I appreciate it very much. I thank you for that.
Yeah, likewise, man. That's awesome. You know what, Ed? Jason. We're hanging out. I'm gonna figure out what your handle is at Heavy's class, because if you don't have he's coming to Heavy's class.
It's in Arizona, and he's coming to Heavy's class in May.
And he doesn't know that I'm actually going to be in Heavy's class.
He's just hoping to meet up with you, right? But you guys are going to be in.
Dude, he has no idea I'm going to be in that class.
You're going to be in the class. He may never listen to us again after he meets you.
Dude, that's going to be funny. So it'd be funny if Byrdman went down there too. We'll know.
So Byrdman's coming to Biloxi. at the end of June.
Yeah, and he's like, fuck, man, maybe with his newfound wealth that he just had today, he should just book a flight, head over to Vegas for the weekend. Then fucking Byrdman, Jason. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
And you know what, though? He has to have a nickname because Heavy will have given one.
Heavy always asks for one. If you don't, you'll end up with one by the end of the weekend, and it might not be one of your choosing.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody's going to give you one sooner or later.
You can submit, though. You can submit like a written sort of like complaint, or not necessarily. Like, I'd like to submit a handle change to the committee.
Yeah, the committee's got to approve it, though.
That's cool. It's cool that his dad was in Vietnam, man. My dad was in Korea in the Korean War, sergeant.
That was a rough war.
Air Force. It was awesome. Like I was saying, I don't know
Absolutely.
if we were cut off, Ed, earlier when we were talking, when I was saying the coolest thing about at my dad's funeral was seeing the American flag, folded up and put on his coffin. It was fucking sweet, dude.
Yeah.
My brother has that. I was so pissed that I have a twin brother, and it's like I wanted that fucking flag, and my mom gave it to my brother.
Does your brother ever come to Vegas?
No, he doesn't come to Vegas, dude.
You got to make him come to Vegas, and then I want y'all to sit side by side and talk to me. And then
Dude, 10, he would be like 10 ton is number 2 or something.
Number 2.
Yeah.
That would be excellent. Let me pick the real 10 ton between the two of you.
Oh my God, dude. Stick left one, stick right one. So we got another message, and
that would be the bootlegger.
To Bootlegger.
My bootlegger.
He's on it. He signed up to our Patreon.
Yes, I know.
Hell yeah, man.
Thank you, bootlegger.
Can we play the bootlegger's message?
Play the bootlegger's message, man.
Well, I just got done watching the last podcast, and I need to tell you boys, this is the bootlegger. Ed knows who it is. I like to keep my Parson lubricated. You were talking about craps in Oklahoma. That's where I live. Most of the casinos that have craps in Oklahoma have went to no ante if you use your Players Club card, except for the Cherokees. Now, I haven't played there in quite some time for the simple reason they don't care. You're going to pay an ante. I'm a card-carrying Cherokee, and I don't play there. Anymore, I only play in Biloxi. I could care less about going to Vegas, even though I'll be there in September for Heavy's birthday. 2 times, 10 times, 1 time. You want to know what etouffee is? Get your butt to Biloxi and you will find out what etouffee is. You boys have a good one. Keep up the good work. You are doing fantastic. Bye.
All right, so he filled us in on correcting my assumptions, which weren't totally incorrect, but he gave us the latest, because he lives in Oklahoma, right?
Yeah, Oklahoma.
And so the funny thing is that they want you to use their player's card to avoid the ante, which I would gladly do if I happened to be stuck in there with a flat tire for like, if my tire was flat and it was going to take me a week, I'd go to the casino and I'd get a player's card, right? I mean, what else you going to do, right? So, but it's all Indian casinos. And if you use their player's card, they will not make you bet or pay them $1 to play every shooter. That's so freaking stupid. I want to just not do it, even if I was there, right? So I would give them, I'd give them the opportunity to track me on their player's card for free, so I could just play regular craps, right? Obviously, there was a lot of pushback from players and somebody for them to ultimately make that decision. But Bootlegger is a Cherokee, right? Card-carrying Cherokee. Yeah. And the Cherokee portion of Oklahoma don't care whether you use their player's card or not. They're still going to charge you $1 just to play.
Oh. What are your thoughts on that?
Fuck the Cherokees.
Yeah. Well, It's nice that you have a bootlegger though.
I do have a bootlegger.
And so
He's a
when
really good, but he comes to Biloxi and he brings me spirits that I
yeah,
can't otherwise acquire in my state.
yeah, that's what a proper bootlegger should be bringing you, spirits. Yeah.
Of course. I mean, I don't need stuff I can get. I need stuff I can't get.
You go into like the back alley and he pops the trunk and there
Pretty
it
much.
is.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. I mean, he's got it all stashed in a big old cooler in the back of his Tahoe.
That's sweet.
I pull up beside him and we look around and we do the shady thing, look around and go, okay, dude, we're swapping stuff out of his cooler into my car.
Nice, man. I would love to have a bootlegger.
But you don't drink right now.
No, but you know what? I would just like to have a bootlegger anyway, because it'd be cool to say that you have a bootlegger. You're the only person that I know that has a bootlegger, which is pretty cool.
I'm the only person I know that has a bootlegger.
That's pretty sweet. And that's his handle. That's pretty sweet.
Parson's bootlegger.
Yeah, Parson's bootlegger. That's pretty sweet.
Because I'm the Parson.
That's your other handle.
That's one of my other handles.
That's your original handle.
That's my old original handle. Yes,
yep. You're going in 2024, the Dice Whisperer.
The Dice Whisperer.
Rebranding.
That's too many syllables.
I like it though, dude. It makes sense. Bootlegger, I can't wait to try etouffee. You know what? Maybe they have a place that has etouffee. You know what, dude? Wouldn't the Orleans have etouffee? Maybe I should go into the Orleans.
They wouldn't have that's in Nevada.
Yeah, I know, but still, it's
they
like,
don't know how to make
it's
that.
New Orleans in Nevada.
No, it's not. It ain't close. Not even close. You've been to New Orleans before, right?
Yeah, but I didn't have etouffee. I had catfish.
Yeah, it was probably fried.
Catfish.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably fried.
Yeah, I did. It was the first time I had catfish.
Was it good?
Yeah, it's good.
Hell yeah, it was good. It had to be good.
Yeah.
But the Cajun chefs have a really good way of making what you wouldn't think to be all that good really delicious.
Nice.
Etouffee is one of those things. Jambalaya is another. I love a good cup of jambalaya.
Yeah, I don't know when the last time I had a good cup of jambalaya was.
It's been a while since I had a good cup. You probably never had a good cup.
I think I've had jambalaya in my life somewhere along the way.
In Louisiana? In Louisiana?
No, not in Louisiana.
Or Mississippi, somewhere deep south.
No, I've really never had.
Then you haven't really had jambalaya.
Yeah, I've only had like bullshit, fake stuff.
It's like when my dad went to when he was in Arizona because he was working for the government and he was working on some projects out there in the desert, and he went to some place that had like an all-you-can-eat catfish dinner, right?
Yeah.
Because he's from the South. I mean, he was like, I'm ready for some catfish.
Yeah.
And so he goes and he has dinner. He doesn't say a word about anything. He eats his dinner. All he can eat, he's full. He's ready to go. The cashier made a mistake. How was your dinner, sir? And he told her exactly what he thought about the dinner. He said, well, the catfish was okay, but the hush puppies were terrible. And so she's like, really? Well, the cashier was the wife of that. She was part owner of that particular little restaurant. Her husband was the chef. And she was like taken aback that he didn't like their hush puppies. And she said, what was wrong with them? And she said, nobody here knows how to make hush puppies. Just flat out told, don't ask my dad what you think if you don't want to know the answer. Kind of like me. And she said, well, let me go get the chef. And so the chef came out and said, is there a problem with my hush puppies? She said, yeah, they're no good. You don't know how to make them. You want to show me how to make them? Yeah, I'll be happy to. Let's go back. So he goes back into the kitchen with the chef and teaches that chef how to make proper Southern hush puppies.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't even know what a hush puppy is. But what
the hell am I doing this? You don't know what a
this is for me, this has become an exotic food channel with etouffee, jambalaya, which I really haven't had proper jambalaya, and hush puppies. What are hush puppies?
There is proper jambalaya.
Is it like biscuits and gravy? Something like that? What is a hush puppy?
A hush puppy is a cornbread fried. It's like a little, it's like in a ball or like a little, so it's round and it's fried. It's deep fried. and you got to have the proper ingredients. It's kind of like you got to have the right cornmeal mix in it, and you got to have a little onion in it. Some people like a little, jalapeno in it.
So wait, what is it? It's just fried cornbread?
Basically.
Oh.
But you got to have the right ingredients.
Okay.
For it
I'm
to
going
be correct.
Add that to my list of hush puppies.
Yeah, you need Southern hush puppies.
This was your dad?
Yeah.
So he's got maybe he should have had like a little side business, a hush puppy.
Dad's 86. He don't need a
side business. Keep him busy while he's retired, hooking up the hush puppies.
Yeah. I mean, so he went in and taught the guy how to make the hush puppies. They cooked them, and the guy says, "These are the best hush puppies I've ever ate." He said,
nice.
"You can remember how to make them?" He said, "Yeah, I wrote it all down." He said, "There you go." They gave him his meal for free.
Man, he should be getting like residuals on that recipe.
Yeah, he should. He should.
Or free food for the rest of his life. Come on in.
Yeah. Hey, whatever. Why are we talking about this? Again, it's the Craps channel that's about craps, but it's not about craps, but it is about craps.
We hope you enjoyed this podcast and will tell all of your fellow craps playing friends about it. Please follow Casino Tears on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app. If you like the show, please rate it 5 stars and leave a review. The best and most fun way to contact us would be to call and leave a message on our official Casino Tears vent line, 229-NO7. You can also email us at no7@casinotears.com. New episodes drop weekly every Tuesday. And lastly, to help support this podcast, you can visit our Patreon at patreon.com/casinotears. On behalf of Roll to Win Craps from Alabama and 10 Ton is #1 from Las Vegas, thanks for listening.